Shalom. Allah start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Harakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Millstone. Salutations to the Ophelet that's pushing this truth across four corners of the earth, all faith, truth, and sincerity. On this, I'm on the Bible back getting us sitting. On this, we're going to, matter of fact, just research. Looked up people with microchips in 2026. So I'm just gonna go into this. It's an estimate 50,000 to 100,000 people globally have implanted microchips. These devices generally fall into two categories: passive RFID/NFC chips. The size of a grain of rice, injected into the hand for daily tasks like opening doors or paying for transit, and advanced brain-computer interfaces (BCIs) used it in medical trials. Read some more. It's daily convenience and biohacking, where it is used the most popular in countries like Sweden, where thousands of people use implanted chips as contactless solutions. So you got people in like Sweden, and like you don't go back up. You got people in Sweden, they got it right, and it says an estimate 50,000 to 100,000 globally have implanted microchips. It could be more than that, but I'm just reading that, about what they saying there, but it could be a little bit more than that, whatever. But eventually, the apostles and the elders and brother Great Millstone that teaches truth, the men of the Lord that teaches truth, been saying for years, prophesying, and eventually, it's gonna come a point, where that microchip, which is the MOTB, is gonna be mandatory, because you're gonna have to, buy and sell, that's in Revelation 13, which I'm going to get. But it's gonna come a point where it's gonna be the way of you gotta have it, you gotta have it inserted in you to function in this world, in this society, to access your your bank account and so forth, your accounts, it's gonna get to that point, it'll get to that point, right? Let me see. Say capabilities. These chips can store contact information, operate digital locks at home or work, store gym memberships, even pay for rail transit. So. Like I was just saying, eventually you're gonna have to have, that microchip, which is the MOTB, the mark of the beast, in order for you to buy and sell. It's a medical and brain computer interface, BCIs, Neuralink, medical trails. Companies like Neuralink have successfully implanted brain chips in dozens of patients, primarily to help individuals with paralysis or neurological disorders control computers and type with their thoughts. Scripture going to that, what you're gonna get, they know they're putting them, putting chips in your brain, right? But let's see and read some more. Let's see. This is one I was trying to read, but let's see. It's not showing the one I want. I'll read this right here. Let me see. So hold on. So I'll read privacy, ethics, and legislations. As the microchip implants scale, they face scrutiny regarding digital privacy, data security, and potential workplace abuse. Governments are already intervening to protect individuals. For example, lawmakers in Washington State introduced legislation to explicitly ban employers from requiring employees to have microchips implanted as a condition of employment. So I did that like a while back, some months, going to about that Washington State situation, right? But eventually, like I say, it's gonna come to a point where they're gonna make it mandatory for you to buy and sell. That's gonna come about. What, like I said, this company's gonna crash, or like I said, it's gonna be like a stage event or something. Whatever these these wicked Edomites got planned, they're gonna try to do. They're gonna try to stage something, to where they're gonna make it mandatory for you to have that microchip, which is the mark of the beast, implanted into you, so that they can track who's who and this and that. So eventually, it's gonna come about where it's gonna be made mandatory. And I say these wicked elites, Esau, Edom, they want to I say they want to do that transhumanism, right? Merge man and machine, I was trying to find hold up. So I thought it was in this one, but I don't see it. We're going to about yeah, I don't see it. Definitely don't have it on. I thought that I had it right here. Hold up, let's see something. Might be down here. No, it's not. Okay. But because I was trying to bring that point up about, because I thought I had it in here. Yeah, but like I said, eventually, what I'm saying, and like I said, they use the brain, they put up the chip in your brain, what it may be, to like, people that got ALS, situation, Chris Johnson, you seen that, they have that, in you, to where you could use it, to like, type with a computer, like whatever. But I say, they're gonna make it to where it's a thing that they're gonna make it like for people to be comfortable to take it. Like once they show like, oh, this person is able to walk or do this or do certain things because they got that chip, and so forth, right? But like what's that movie, RoboCop? That's in that sense, or that example, I say, that you're gonna have like I said, that they what they want to do, you know, merge man with machine, man, transhumanism, right? But I'm gonna get some scriptures back this up. Revelation 13:16. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. And I say, this is gonna get pushed by the men of the Lord, apostles, and the elders, and brother Graham Millstone, until it becomes, and when it comes mandatory, when it comes to pass, like fully come to pass. Because I said the technology is already here. The microchip is already, is already here or whatever, and people are already involuntary taking it. But when it becomes mandatory, that's the thing, when it's fully, come to pass. Then you know who the real prophets were. Once it's made mandatory, like say something happened to, like say, a major staged event or something, to where that micro hip, which is the mark of the beast, becomes mandatory. And like I say, it don't matter if you small, great, rich or poor, free or bond, you're gonna receive that mark in your right hand on your forehead. In your right hand gonna be inserted, that micro hip, that microchip gonna be inserted in your right hand on your forehead. Right hand on your forehead, man. You're gonna have to take it. If not, if you don't comply, you're gonna be put into a concentration camp. But and those that do take it, hey, you have to deal with the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Shah, And like I say, and if you do take it, hey, you still die. These damn Edomites, man. You never trust the so-called white Edomite devils, man. They could still kill you with that chip in you. Revelation 13:17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the name of his name. Like I was saying, like once it becomes mandatory, you're not gonna be able to buy and sell unless you have that micro hip, which is the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, right? That chip, right? So you're gonna have to have it. So off of this, Revelation 13:18, here's wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 So you go into that right there, is Excuse me to say that again. Kasta Stigma, right? Kasta Stigma, right? So that what that goes into right there. So it's you're gonna have to have that micro hip, that microchip, which is the mark of the beast, inserted into you, so you could function, so you could still function in society, buy and sell, and so forth, So I didn't want to make this too long. So again, I hope this was edifying. So again, I give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Harakakadash, to the apostles, elders, to the sister brothers, to the few Akwaf sisters that do listen, keep the faith, and Yahushua keep fighting. That's it. Shalom.